Heyo, what's good, reader fam? Welcome to the start of another reading vlog. Excitement levels are high. This week I have rather ambitious reading plans, but I don't think that I'll be able to finish all the books that I'm about to mention. But that's not gonna stop me from trying. I'm still gonna try to complete the books I'm about to share with you. First up I have here Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare, the third and final book in the Dark Artifices trilogy. I highly doubt that I'll be able to finish this book in a week. It's a whopping 880 pages. So yeah, not gonna happen. But I'm hoping to make some decent progress in this book. I also really don't want to rush read this book, like as much as I really want to get to the end and see how everything comes to a close in this trilogy. I also want to take my time with this, as this is the last book. Obviously with Cassandra Clare books, like you know, once her series comes to a close, that you will see the characters again at some point. But there also could be characters in here that die and you'll never get to see again. So, with that being said, I'm gonna take my time with this. I'm gonna try and savor every moment of it. Unless I start it and it's just so freaking good, I just get completely consumed by it. Otherwise, slow and steady wins the race. Next up here, I have a book that I wouldn't normally pick up for myself, and that is 1989 by George Orwell. I know some of you are probably thinking, but why? And then there's probably some of you going, heck yes! I'm trying to work more classics into my reading life. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a while now, and instead of just thinking, yeah, at some point I want to work classics into my reading life, I'm gonna actually start working classics into my reading life. I have no idea if I'm going to enjoy this, but I'm gonna give it a go. The last book is one that I'm actually reading for a specific video project, and that book is The 1 in a Million Boy. The video involving this book should already be up, so I'll link it down below in the description. It's where I read a book backwards. I read it from the end to the beginning. So those are 3 books that I'm hoping to get to this week. We'll see how this goes. Now I'm gonna share with you my super exciting to-do list for the week. Like, it is so exciting. Crazy things are gonna be happening this week. 1, I'm gonna read, obviously. 2, your boy's gonna write. 3, I have a million videos to film and edit. I'm not even kidding. There are so many videos that I wanna film this week. 4, I gotta go to the dentist. I feel like a lot of people tend to despise going to the dentist, but for some reason I love it. I love the feeling of leaving that place and having my teeth feel so fresh, fresher than fresh. Number 5, I'm in desperate need of a haircut. Look at how shaggy it's gotten, which is the reason I'm wearing a hat today. We gotta hide that mess. Nobody wants to see that. And the very last thing on my list is something that I've been putting off for weeks now, and that is to clean. My environment has been stressing me out lately, and the reason it's been stressing me out is because it's so cluttered. I have piles and piles and piles of crap everywhere, and I just need to get it together and clean everything up. It's time. You guys, I'm already having such a bad day, and it's not even 10 o'clock yet. If you don't like watching videos of people complaining about first world problems, I would exit the video now, because I'm about to complain over something that's really not a big deal and I need to get over it. I went to get a haircut this morning, and I've been really loving my long hair lately. Like, I've been enjoying it. You probably know where this is going by me just saying that. I told the lady that cuts my hair, like, yo, I've really been enjoying my hair. I'd like to keep it pretty long. I just kind of want a little snippy, kind of want to clean it up a little bit, you know? And I've been going to the same haircut lady for 4 years, so I have a pretty good relationship with her. I trust her. So what do? I zone out. I don't really pay attention to her chip-chopping my hair. Next thing I know, this is how short my hair is. I'm so upset. It's so short. I look like a 5-year-old. I'm honestly so upset about this. I know my hair will grow back in like 2 to 3 weeks because my hair grows pretty fast, but I'm still mad. So I'm probably gonna spend most of this week with a hat on my head because I am annoyed with this haircut. Honestly, my hair is something that I'm super self-conscious about. There are a lot of things that I'm actually self-conscious about, and I know it's such a first world problem and I need to get over it. It was just not a good way to start my day. But also, I wanted to talk about being self-conscious for a second because I've been thinking about it recently, about different reasons as to why I'm self-conscious about certain things. And I was reminded of something that happened to me that kind of plays into me being self-conscious about my lips, which I know, my lips? Why am I self-conscious about my lips? Well, let me tell you. When I was in middle school, MySpace was like the it thing, and I had a friend who took one of my pictures and photoshopped off my lips and said, here, you look better without lips. Like, really? But ever since that happened, I've been self-conscious about my lips. Kids are cruel, you know? And also, I'm not friends with that person anymore, and there's a big reason for that. You know what I mean? Anyway, I don't know what this was. I'm about to go to a coffee shop, get some coffee, and read, and try to just cheer up, you know? I'm gonna read some 1989 and try to get into that, and just enjoy my time, and hopefully just get my mind off this haircut. I'm also going to a different cafe than I normally go to, so I'm cheating on my boba place, but I think I'm also gonna go to my boba place later to do some editing, so it's not really cheating on my boba place, right? I just hate it so much. I just hate it so much. I literally look like a 5-year-old. I just want my long hair back. Why did I even go get a haircut? I should have just left it long. It's reading update time. I read a pretty decent chunk of 1984 today. I got to part 2, which I think that's pretty good. That's a total of 109 pages, so I done good today. This book so far is plus good, or rather double plus good. If you've read this book, then you know what I'm talking about. I feel like I'm officially in the 1984 club now that I get that reference. I'm pretty surprised by how much I'm enjoying this so far. I know that I need to stop going into classics expecting not to like them, but every time I think about classics, I just associate it with my English class from high school where we just ripped apart classics and made them unenjoyable. Not saying that dissecting books can't be fun, but when it's for an assignment, that's when it's double plus bad. I end up avoiding classics because I end up attaching that bad memory of having to dissect books in school, and I need to stop that. This is really random and doesn't have anything to do with this book that I'm holding right now, but I've realized that I've become a person that loves working in cafes. I used to always be like, I don't understand people who go to cafes and work. How do you get things done when there's a million people around and it's super noisy? But now I've become a person that just wants to do all their work at a cafe. I get it, it clicked, it's magical. That's all for my TED Talk this week. Come back next week when we talk about the importance of pouring your coffee over creamer instead of pouring your creamer over your coffee. Just got back from the dentist and my teeth are in top-notch shape, which is a good thing, always a good thing. Just in case you're wondering how my teeth are doing, they're doing fine and dandy. The one thing that I don't like about the dentist that I go to is that you'll have an appointment at like 10 o'clock. You'll get there, check in. I usually get there 15 minutes early because I'm just that kind of person. If your appointment is at 10 o'clock, you usually don't even get to go back until like 10:30 or 11. It drives me nuts. They constantly overbook, and so different appointments kind of overlap with each other. It's just really frustrating, and the thing that's more frustrating is the fact that I forgot to bring a book with me this time, so I didn't get to sit there and read as I waited. Instead, I wasted time on social media that I'll never get back again. It also really cracks me up because the workers are taking notes on you as you're talking to them, as you're just like having a conversation. They're in the back like writing down different notes and stuff so that when you come back, they'll be like, hey, how's this going? Or how's that going? For some reason, I just find that really comical. It's hard to see, but I'm wearing a hat. It just like blends in with the background. I'm still not over this haircut situation, just like I'm not over the fact that Isabel Lightwood isn't real. It's book mail time! I feel like I should have a book mail theme song. Book mail, I've got me some book mail. This portion of the video is in partnership with Penguin Random House. Just so you guys know. I'm gonna start with this box because I'm pretty sure it's the Booksplosion book of the month. If I'm wrong, then I'm just Boo Boo the Fool. Which, by the by, Booksplosion now has a YouTube channel, so you guys should go and subscribe to that. It's youtube.com/Booksplosion. All our live shows moving forward will be on that channel, and there might be some other things on there at some point. I'm not sure yet. But let's open this. I think this is our Booksplosion book of the month for the month of January, so let's find out. Oh.
When you try your best, but you don't succeed.
Ow! was right, it's Eragon by Christopher Paolini. We're reading kind of an older title in the month of January, and I'm kind of excited about that because I feel like a lot of you guys have read this book. I missed out on it. This was a book that when I was growing up, everyone was talking about it, and I was not a part of the Eragon Club, so I'm excited to finally get the chance to join the exclusive Eragon Club by reading this book. Even though I feel like people talk about this book all the time and how much they love it, I feel like I've never gotten a good description of it, and if I have heard a description before, then it's just gone in one ear and out the other. I feel like I more so just hear reactions that people have to this book. Everyone who's read this book always seems to be like, it's the best thing ever, it changed my life, I'm a dragon now. And I'm over here like, I want to be a dragon too. For all I know, this book could be about a dragon who eats blue food and finds out one day that his father is a Greek god. But let me read the description here and find out what this book is actually about. Okay, yeah, I was really off. It's about a boy named Eragon. I just assumed that we were following a dragon named Eragon, but I was wrong. So we follow this boy named Eragon and this dragon that he discovers, and there's obviously a lot that goes along with that. You don't just randomly come upon a dragon egg in the forest and it not change your life. Like, your life is gonna change pretty drastically. You have a freaking dragon to take care of. I believe we follow them going up against some kind of enemy from a kingdom, aka dark enemies of an empire ruled by a king whose evil knows no bounds. This sounds like a wild adventure and I am ready for it. Bring on the dragons. So if this sounds interesting to you, then pick it up, read it, and join us. Or if you've read it before, then get excited for the live show. It's gonna be lit. Whoopah! Then I believe this book goes along with this book, so let's open this sucker up. And I was right. Huzzah! Nailed it. This deserves a dab. A book dab. Watch this be the dance of 2019. Book dabbing. Dab, dab, dab. Anyway, this is The Fork, the Witch, and the Worm, Tales from Allegasia, Volume 1, Eragon. So this is apparently short stories from the world of Eragon. We follow our buddy old pal Eragon as he tries to help train the new generation of dragon riders, which comes with its own set of challenges. Training itself, difficult. Guarding dragon eggs, so difficult. Dealing with Urgles and elves, so difficult. There's also artwork up in here done by the author, which usually I'm just like, you're already super talented in the fact that you wrote a freaking book, but now you gotta top that and also be an artist. Like, how? Can you stop killing the game, please? You're making the rest of us look bad. Now, I'm not sure if I have to read the entirety of the Eragon series to read this. I imagine that I probably do, but I have this for when I get to that point. So regardless, I'm looking forward to getting to this. And lastly, I bought a book from the book depository. Let's open this sucker up. Woo! Anybody else get super excited about the bookmarks that come with the book depository order? Plot plash? Is that a word? Plot plash? Adjective. The warm, cozy feeling when you get lost in a book on a dull, rainy day. Today is a plot plash day. Oh, it says make your own untranslatable word, so that's not a real word. Good to know! Anyway, the book that I got is a bind-up of the His Dark Materials series. I've been wanting to carry on with the series, even though I didn't like die hard love the first book and I found a lot of issue with it. I still really want to carry on with this series. I'll probably end up donating the first book that I have or giving it to a friend or something because the first book is a part of this bind-up. This is the bind-up of the full trilogy, so it's got the books Northern Lights, The Subtle Knife, and The Amber Spyglass, which I believe, because this is the UK edition, that Northern Lights is the Golden Compass. They have different names, I believe. I could be wrong. I should have researched this before I filmed this video. But as I've wanted to kind of carry on with this series, I decided that this bind-up would be the perfect way to do so, and also, it's hecka aesthetic, okay? Like, look how beautiful this is. I can't deny how pretty it is. And it's got a built-in bookmark. My one and only complaint is that this has the thin Bible pages, which I'm just not a fan of my fiction books having those kinds of pages, but I'll live. It's not a big deal. And that's all the book mail I've got. Hopefully you enjoyed this segment in the vlog. Okay guys, it's time to get down to business and clean my room because it needs to happen. It needs to happen or I'm gonna be forever stressed. Hopefully if I clean up my environment, it'll make me feel better. But before I clean up, I'm gonna expose myself because hopefully in the process of exposing myself, it'll make me wanna clean. I'm gonna show you what it's like to be a piler. Welcome to my life. My life of piles. Pile of clothes. Pile of shoes. Pile of books. Another pile of books. A pile of packages. What do you know? Another pile of books. I desperately need to seek help with this pile problem that I have. How does one stop making piles? If you have any advice, let me know in the comments down below. I need all the help I can get. It's unboxing time! I completely impulse bought something the other night and I'm actually not too mad about it. But I probably shouldn't have bought something while I was having a stress-induced meltdown. Not always the best time to buy something, but I just couldn't help myself. But at the same time, I've been wanting this for a while, so... I got a Kindle Paperwhite! I had a Kindle a while ago that I had gotten for Christmas. I think it was like the Kindle HD or something like that, one of those models, one of the earlier models, but it started acting up after a few years, and I've always wanted to try a Kindle Paperwhite because for some reason I find this model super appealing. I know most people might find this edition boring, but I find it dope. I have a pretty decent ebook collection going as it is because I try to snatch up all the daily deals, like the Kindle daily deals. I snatch those suckers up real quick. So I've already got quite an ebook library collection going. I also have a reading update for you guys. I got to chapter 10 in part 2 of 1984 last night, and honestly, chapter 9 was a snooze fest. I almost cried tears out of boredom. It was that bad, and it honestly made me knock this book a star. It was on like a 4-star level, and then I got to that chapter and it knocked it down to 3 stars. I'm hoping that the last section of the book will pump it up for me. Let's get pumped up. It was boring in the fact that the main character was reading something and you were reading what he was reading, and it's just the most uninteresting thing ever. I do understand why it's in here and why it's a part of this book, but I'm also kind of like, we could have snipped that right out of here and I wouldn't have missed it at all. I've also decided that I'm gonna hold off on starting Queen of Air and Darkness, and the reason for this is because apparently the novellas that Cassandra Clare has been releasing up until the point of the release of Queen of Air and Darkness are incredibly important to read before reading Queen of Air and Darkness, which I think is so stupid. Let's go ahead and just get this rant cam going, okay? Because I need to rant. If you're going to write a book series, all the important information for that book series should be within the series. The novellas should be extra content for fans. Don't make it to where you have to buy the novellas to get important information for the series. That's just the most stupid thing ever, and it frustrates me to no end. But of course, because I'm trash, I'm gonna read the novellas, so who's really winning here? It's just that I'm gonna have major reader FOMO if I don't read them, so I gotta read them. It's the end of another reading vlog. I didn't have the best reading week, I wouldn't say. I did finish a book, and that's always a win, but I just didn't read as much as I wanted to. The book that I did read is 1984 by George Orwell, the book that I keep calling 1989. No, this book is not the Taylor Swift record. For the most part, I did really enjoy this book. It definitely was not perfect, and it's definitely not a new favorite book of mine by any means, but I didn't hate it. I'm not mad at it. It's a book that's just making me think about a lot of things that happen in our world. This book talks a lot about manipulation and how we're kind of being fed different things and influenced by certain things, which is definitely something that happens in our world today. Crippy! I had 2 main issues with this book. One was just the pacing. I know that I'm more so used to like really fast-paced books, but this one was just so slow at times and I needed it to pick up. Let's go! Yeehaw! Kick it into gear! And another problem that I had with this book is that it kind of got a little bit info dumpy towards the end, and I just wish that the information would have been delivered in a different way. Obviously though, I just finished this book, so these are fresh feelings that I'm sharing with you. I'm gonna be sharing more of my thoughts in an upcoming books I've read recently, so look forward to that. Then I got a little bit of a chunk of the way through this book, which I'm gonna stop talking about this book in my reading vlogs. I hopefully already have the video that I did for this book where I read the book backwards, so I will leave a link to that down below in the description if you want to go and see that. It's definitely already been a very interesting experience and I'm not that far into it. Then I've been using my Kindle and I'm reading the first novella in the Ghost of the Shadow Market novella series from Cassandra Clare. I'm reading Son of the Dawn right now. So far it's decent. I'm not like loving it. It follows when Jace was first introduced into the Lightwood family. So it's kind of interesting to go back in time and see how that happened. There's also this character named Lily who keeps making these Brother Zachariah puns, and they are everything. They are so funny. This is not a very good example, but one of her puns that she makes is Brother Six-Pack-Ariah. I only got like 54% of the way through that novella, so I've still got a bit to go on that. So that's what I read this week. I didn't have the most successful reading week, and that's mostly because I was stressed a lot this week for no reason. Don't you hate when you get stressed over things that you shouldn't get stressed over? Because that was my situation this week. I was like, there's no reason to be stressed, yet here I am. It's happening and I just have to accept it. But that's it for this vlog. If you liked it, be sure to go and hit that like button. If you want to see more bookish content from me, then be sure to go and hit subscribe or go hit that bell icon and you'll be notified every time I post new videos. As always, thanks for watching, guys. I hope your day is bright and that tomorrow is brighter. Keep reading what your heart desires and I will see you in my next video. Bye!